Hey there, spooky ghosts and Lord of Hosts. So there's this question that I get a lot, and it always happens around this time of year. Halloween. Is it okay to celebrate if you're a Christian? Isn't it a pagan holiday? Doesn't trick-or-treating lead to gluttony?
Do you worship the devil?
So let's talk about it. Should Christians celebrate Halloween? First, let's take a look back at where this holiday comes from. Where does Halloween find its origins? Over 2,000 years ago, the Celtic people of ancient Ireland would celebrate a festival called Samhain. Samhain was this end of the year, end of harvest celebration. And it was believed that on this night, the line between the living and the dead was blurred. And it was also believed that in the presence of these otherworldly spirits, that the Celtic priests could better hear and discern prophecies and direction for the upcoming year. Fast forward now, several hundred years to the time of Pope Gregory III. During his time as Pope, he moves All Saints' Day, which is celebrated in commemoration of all the saints and martyrs of the Christian faith, from May 13th to November the 1st. And another name for this All Saints' Day was All Hallows, or All Hallowmas, which made the day directly before it, October 31st, the day of the Celtic Samhain, Hallows Eve. And so as time went on, and as Halloween made its way to America, the holiday made a transition. It transitioned from being centered around ghosts and celebrating the dead, to being more about community and neighborly get-togethers, the type of Halloween that we know and celebrate today. So we see here that while this holiday does have roots in what some would call pagan traditions, the name Halloween actually has its roots in Christianity. The name Halloween technically means All Saints' Eve. But what about those traditions? Jack-o'-lanterns? Trick-or-treating? And what's with everybody dressing up in costume? The tradition of dressing up in a costume on October 31st has its roots in the Celtic tradition as well. It was believed that on All Hallows' Eve, ghosts and spirits of the past would enter into our world. And so the people of that time would don these masks and leave their homes. They would disguise themselves in the hopes of not being recognized by the ghosts of their past. Wait a second, playing hide and seek with ghosts? I know that ain't in my Bible nowhere. Well, hold your judgment. Let's talk about trick-or-treating. It's believed that the tradition of trick-or-treating has its roots in a different version of All Saints' Day called All Souls' Day. During this festival, which was held in England, poor citizens would travel from house to house to beg for food and water. And people would open their doors and they would give them what were called soul cakes. Soul cakes. The best a man can get. And these pastries were given to these poor citizens in exchange for prayers for that family's dead relatives. Giving to the poor, praying for people, sounds pretty Christian to me. So, what is it? Is Halloween pure evil? Is it a Christian holiday? Is it okay for me to celebrate it if I'm a Christian? Oh, I have such a cute costume. At the end of the day, I believe that is a decision that is up to you and your family. Halloween has meant different things to different people throughout history. For some, it was a deeply spiritual encounter with the ghosts of their past. And for many people today, it's simply another excuse to get together with people you love in community and break bread. What is it to you? That's entirely up to you. What is it to me? Well, I'm a vampire.
Keep being awesome.
Bye.
Play the mash.
They played the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard.